Hey guys, the new tail panel is here. Straight from Allentown, Pennsylvania, CJ Pony Parts. And that thing is straight as an arrow. So we're working on getting this bad boy out, getting the old one out. And I'll take you over and let you see what I've got done so far. There's the rear end. Whole bunch of parts that I don't need yet, but I got free shipping, so hey, that's what matters, right? Who wants to pay for shipping? So I'm in the process today of hacking out the old tail panel. So previous videos I pretty well under calculated the amount of spot welds to drill out. So it appears to be at least 12 on each side now, instead of 12 total. And this section here, kind of give you an overview where I'm at. This section right here, there's nothing from here down to the passenger side. You can see my mark. That's where the underneath stops. This part is brazed in. You can see the gold brass looking stuff here. So that's all brazed in, and it's causing me a problem here, so I'm not sure how I'm going to address that. I may cut that seam to here, and then just grind everything out. I don't know yet. I'm working on it. So what I was going to show you guys on the spot welds, some of them I've screwed up and drilled all the way through, and some of them I've done a pretty decent job of leaving that little nodule there. And I've just gone back through with a drill bit smaller than 1/8 of an inch. I drill that first hole in the center, and that'll hold my guide point on my hole cutter. And I use the rivet cutting tool from Harbor Freight. Drill them out, just don't get carried away. And some of these have been really, I think out of all the ones I've drilled out so far, these have been the hardest to find. I don't know why. Maybe they did more body work here. I'm not sure why I'm having trouble finding them. But I've got, this is all loose, this is all loose. It's all loose up to this little area right here. So I'm gonna try to work on that some more and get this thing out and get the other one tacked in there this weekend. Of course, I've got a lot of cleaning to do underneath. A lot of rust under there. So there's just a lot of prep work here before I even tack weld the new panel in, but I'll get it all cleaned up and continue on. Well, in real time, it's been about an hour. So this tail panel was tougher to get out than originally intended. Got a lot of cleanup work to do yet, but it's loose and I'm going to take it out now just to prove that I did it. So there it is. It's out, and we got a bare back end now. So I got a lot to clean up. You can see there with the holes, and then the spot welds and the rust, and so I'll sand all that down, grind it down. I may have to treat it with some of that phospho, see how it goes. I gotta dress this piece up. This is still part of the tail panel, but it's been brazed in, so I'm just gonna grind it all out, but it'll take me a while to get that done. Same thing with the other side here. So my frame rail video turned into a tail panel video, and that's just the way it goes. So we should have called it a rear end video and been done with it. So here we are. Let me go ahead and publish this one and get it out of the way. Hey, stop watching YouTube videos and get back to work. Okay, so back on the tail panel installation. So I've got this area right here that was that's brazed from the factory, and you can kind of see from the gold color of the brazing material. I don't want to just grind that off. I'm going to try to heat this up and get it to the melting point, and then I'll just remove it, and then I can grind it down smooth. And then over to the left here, I've got kind of the same thing going on in the corner. We'll try to heat this up and get that out of there. And I've got to do both sides. So I don't have a brazing torch. I just got my cutting torch, so it should get hot enough. I just got to make sure I keep the flame down low so I don't melt it. Keep a little bit of a carburizing flame. Okay. You see how quick that turns red. There's one more big chunk there I'm trying to get off. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to try to get this corner now. Let's see what it does. Do a hole to it. Okay, the rest of it I'll get with a grinder. All right, we got the Mustang tail panel roughed in, and I've watched other YouTube videos and a couple other Mustang guys, and I think I'm having the same problem they had, exactly identical. So problem number one was really easy to solve so far. So this panel, it's got a hook right here. You've seen before where I sweated that piece off. Well, this is the same size as the receiving piece. So I just took a cutter, I cut that, flattened that out so I could get it on there okay. So I'm there. Same way with the driver's side, or passenger side, excuse me. Passenger side's fitting pretty good. I'm not sure what's going on with this gap. I may be able to work that in. Put a little piece of filler metal in there. As far as my gaps go over here, I mean, yeah, where'd it go? There we go. There we are. All right, so as far as the gaps on this side, I can deal with that. I could probably hammer this piece out a little bit and get it to meet up. Push it in, massage this piece a little bit. Anyway, I think I can push out and push in on the panels and with a hammer and a dolly and get them all lined up. I mean, it's there. So I'm not too concerned about the passenger side. So if you remember, the reason why I'm replacing this panel, because it was either rear-ended or backed into something, and we had a pretty big gap here in that way, about an inch and a half. And I thought, well, we'll just change the tail panel out, be done with it. And if you also remember, this is, excuse the thumb. If you remember, this is a car I bought from a person that didn't finish it, and they put new quarter panels on it. So now when I get to this side, I got freaking problems. So the problem here is I got too much gap. There's no way I'm going to be able to hammer and dolly that quite out. The other major concern here is that piece is supposed to be flush to here. Now I found out why it's not flush. This distance from here to here is 3/4 inch on this side. The distance on the passenger side is about 1 1/8 inches. So that's about what I'm missing here. So what I think I can do is maybe break this loose here and hammer it down and get it, or just dub it and freaking cut it, because this is all going to be covered with the valance. So I'll get the valance out and see how that is going to cover. There's another piece that bolts on here. It comes all the way down and covers all that crap up too. So you know, I'm going to do some playing around. I think I'll get this, add this video to everything else. I'll get a part 3 out to everybody, and then give me some time to figure out how I'm going to fix this driver's side. Got any comments or suggestions other than melt it down and make a Chevy out of it? Let me know. Appreciate you watching. Thanks.